Dear Naruto Lemon fans, I'm thrilled to invite all of you to my Boosty channel, where you can enjoy exclusive Naruto Lemon scenes in a comfortable and supportive community. Choose from various subscription tiers, from Mini Lemon to God Lemon, and gain access to unique content tailored just for our fans. Plus, subscribers to over Naruto Lemon and God Lemon will receive special mentions in my videos. Support my channel and dive deeper into the world of Naruto today. Dare. Takamagara. Mortals compose legends about its beauty. The holy land of the gods. The world is divided into three parts: the heavenly Takamagara, the human world, and the underground kingdom of Yomi. Higher beings will always exist, as long as legends are told by elders and temples stand. Well, let's get to the story. A red fox with 9 tails darted through the soft emerald grass among the tall coniferous and deciduous trees. His blue eyes, each with a vertical pupil, cheerfully surveyed the surroundings. The mischievous fox ran out into a large, sunlit clearing near the Hinonagare River dash, which seemed to glow with fire at dawn and dusk. The 9-tailed fox changed its appearance, and a young man, apparently 17 or 18 years old, appeared in the clearing. Matching ears with white tips were visible among the golden strands of his short, buzz-cut hair. He wore a white kimono with black lines on the sleeves and a crimson swirl at the collar. 6 symmetrical whiskers, 3 on each, graced his dark cheeks. Stretching, the blond man looked around. On a small ledge on the riverbank, in the shade of the foliage, sat a young girl. Her skin was as white as the first snow, and her black hair, tinged with blue, resembled a canvas of the night sky. Her slightly slanted black eyes held a certain indifference to the swiftly flowing waters of the mountain stream. Her frail figure was clad in a lavender-gray haori with a lily-of-the-valley design on the hem and a scarlet and white fan embroidered on the chest. The girl's narrow eyes glanced at the unexpected guest, then returned to the river. "What is your name, O beautiful lady? Your face is comparable to the moon, and your hair would be the envy of the night sky," the blond man asked softly, approaching the girl. "My name is Sasuke of the Bakaniko tribe, O Lord, whose presence has disturbed my peace," the brunette replied sarcastically and indifferently, watching him out of the corner of her eye. "I beg your pardon, my lady. I didn't think I'd meet you in these parts." "Enough, sir. Such language is too burdensome for me. Since we met here, in the forests of holy Takamagara, it means we are equals and should converse as equals." "I agree with you, Sasuke-sama. My name is Naruto of the Kitsune tribe. May I join you?" He nodded and sat down on the edge of the ledge, letting the sun's rays take over his face. Commentary on Prologue. Hinonagare translates from Japanese as stream of fire. The name was invented by me, as I only know about Takamagara from the anime, The Homeless God. I love you, my little angels and devils. Please leave comments, otherwise there's not much incentive. Part 1 Sasuke, slow down, Dadabayo, a tall, blond man with a mischievous smile shouted at his fleeing friend. "Try and catch up, Yujiratanki," the Bakaniko representative responded with the same cheerfulness, speeding up. The boy merely chuckled at this childish behavior and assumed his fox form. Their happy laughter disturbed the tranquility of the Takamagara forests, but neither cared. 6 months had passed since they'd met. They regularly met in that same clearing and talked about practically everything. The fox and the cat enjoyed each other's company. Slowly, the girl's arctic coldness faded, replaced by a gentle, happy smile. From their conversation, Naruto learned that the brunette had an older brother who had inherited her mother's form, and the blue-eyed boy himself told him about a teacher he called nothing less than Old Man Pervert, and about his younger sister, Karen. "Gotcha," the red fox caught up with the Nico and knocked it down onto the emerald grass. Chuckling, Sasuke shrugged the scoundrel off, trying to catch her breath. He didn't seem to mind, though. They changed uniforms, and now lying on the grass were a tall, blond man in a red kimono and a girl with tousled black hair, wearing a jet-black yukata with a white sash. "Why do I always get caught like this? You're nowhere near my speed, Sasuke-chan. Stick with me and I'll teach you everything," the boy replied with mock importance, wagging his finger. In response, the girl quickly appeared on the blonde and ran her slender fingers down his sides. Kitsune seemed to have been struck by electricity, but the Uchiha's vengeance is terrible. Sasuke, ahaha, let go. You're contagious. Uzumaki. I'm a terror flying on the wings of the night. I'll haunt your dreams, the black-eyed woman laughed, tickling the impudent fellow even harder. I get it, ha ha ha. Forgive me, oh mistress. Naru squealed, trying to dodge the brunette's fingers. Okay, slave, I forgive you. The girl stopped the torture and looked at him with an important air. The laughter gradually died down, and the friends froze, looking into each other's eyes. The brunette silently studied her friend's features. For his age, he was devilishly handsome. Golden strands of hair with red ears, cute little whiskers on his cheeks, tiny freckles on his nose, and blue eyes that always sparkled with laughter and mischief. He, in turn, studied the girl riding him. Sasuke didn't particularly like braiding her long, jet-black hair. He liked to run the loose strands through his fingers, involuntarily inhaling the light scent of lily of the valley. The black eyes, which had been icy when they first met, now sparkled. He saw no flaws in her. To him, she was perfect. Naruto was brought out of his light trance by a soft touch on his whiskers. The Uchiha studied them thoughtfully, examining them tactily. Then, she shifted her gaze and looked into his eyes. Sasuke slowly leaned over and kissed her freckled nose. Uzumaki lifted his head slightly and kissed the girl on her scarlet lips. The world erupted in a myriad of fireworks, and, closing their eyes, they continued kissing. The boy gently rolled over and laid the brunette on the grass, never breaking away for a second. Slender arms wrapped around his neck, his palms resting on her waist. They ran out of air and had to break the kiss. The boy and girl tried to catch their breath, looked into each other's eyes, and smiled. In a clearing near the fiery river lay a blonde and a brunette. Lightly out of breath, shining eyes, happy smiles. Over these 6 months, their friendship had grown into something more. Love. The blue-eyed boy leaned over and lightly kissed the girl on her straight nose. She closed her eyes contentedly and purred softly. Kitsune ran his hand through the thick, silky black hair and noticed, with some surprise, small cat ears. He ran his fingertip over them, from the base to the slightly pointed tip, and, catching another purr, continued to examine them. The girl began to squirm beneath him, continuing to purr with pleasure. No one had ever touched her ears except her mother, and even that was in her distant childhood, but now she trusted and allowed a blue-eyed, blonde man with a sunny smile to do it. Why haven't I seen them at your place? The fox asked thoughtfully, finally breaking away from his work. I'm not a purebred Bakeneko, I'm half Tengu through my mother. So I hide all my feline attributes at will. She glanced away slightly, blushing slightly. Naruto found this image very charming and couldn't resist giving the Uchiha a quick kiss on her rosy cheek. Don't hide them from me, okay? They're cute, just like you. He forced her to look him in the eyes and said, Sasuke Uchiha, are you ready to put up with me forever? Are you ready to share all my sorrows and joys? Will you be my wife? Isn't it a bit early, redhead? Are you ready to take me as your wife, put up with my quirks and all that? Are you sure of your decision, Uzumaki Naruto? Sasuke asked the blonde boy, narrowing her eyes slightly. Yes, he answered firmly, waiting for an answer. Then my answer is yes. I will be your wife. They merged again in a passionate and tender kiss, and a gold ring appeared on the black-eyed girl's ring finger. Naru, I'm not ready. No, Uzumaki, the girl tried to get out of her lover's embrace, panic in her voice. Well, Sasuke, it's just a family dinner. It's okay. My mother won't eat you, I'll be here. The blonde hugged his kitty and ran his fingers behind her black ear. I asked you not to do that, the brunette said purring, caressing under the gentle touches. As long as it helps me calm you down, my darling, I will do so. Okay, you're welcome. I'll come to family dinner with your mom, the girl said, kissing her boyfriend. That's perfect. I'll meet you at 4 by the eternal Sakura, the blonde said with a satisfied smile. The black-eyed beauty reluctantly extricated herself from the fox's warm arms and, with a farewell kiss, disappeared into the trees. The boy tousled his hair and went to get ready for the evening. As the blonde had said, he was waiting for his girlfriend by the eternal Sakura. Delicate pink petals danced in the gentle breeze, slowly settling to the ground. He heard light footsteps behind him, and he turned around. A goddess stood before him. The girl's long, silky black hair was pulled back into a simple updo with silver embellishments, revealing her small ears. Her black eyes were lightly lined, and her soft lips were painted cherry red. Her fragile figure wore a purple kimono with black trim and special slits for her two cute pigtails. On the brunette's thin feet were light wooden geta. You're magnificent, Sasuke," he offered her his hand, and as soon as the girl touched him, he carried them to his house. A small, traditional Japanese house with a courtyard appeared before the black-eyed cat. A blonde man with fox ears led the bride into the house. The wide entryway was decorated in light tones, a shoe cabinet stood against the wall, and a fluffy white carpet lay in the hallway. "Mom! Come here," the blue-eyed man called, leading the girl into the living room. The shoji parted, and a tall woman of about 30 with violet eyes entered the room. She wore a blue kimono with a small floral pattern, and her long scarlet hair had matching fox ears, with 9 foxtails fluttering behind her. "You called, dear?" A soft smile blossomed on her thin lips. "Mom, let me introduce you to my girlfriend, Sasuke Uchiha. Sasuke, this is my mother, Kushina Uzumaki, better known as the sun goddess Amaterasu," the kitsune introduced his fiancée and mother. "It's a pleasure to meet you, Kushina-sama," the Uchiha bowed to the woman. "No need, child. I'm glad to meet my son's fiancée. Let's go to the kitchen." "Naruto, son, go get your sister, please. I want to talk to your beautiful girlfriend," Uzumaki asked softly, and the boy left the living room, while the girls went to the kitchen. "Tell me, Sasuke, how long have you known Naruto and how did you meet?" the scarlet-haired girl asked, sipping green tea with lemon balm. "It was 6 months ago, Kushina-sama, on the Hinonogare River. As it turned out later, it was our favorite spot, and we hadn't met because we went there at different times." "Sasuke, do you like my son?" "I don't like him, Kushina-sama. I love him and am ready to be by his side for the rest of my life," the brunette replied, looking the goddess in the eyes. The kitsune only smiled. "I never doubted that answer. You're a good girl for him. That's exactly the kind of bride I wanted for my son. Can I ask you a question?" After a slight nod, she continued. "How is my sister?" "Sister?" A blonde man entered the room with a little girl in glasses. "Yes. About 3 centuries ago, we had a big fight, and we haven't seen each other since. And here you bring me a copy of her as a child. So, we are relatives?" "Yes, but marriages are also arranged among close relatives, so that won't bother you, don't worry. I'll talk to my sister," the woman smiled, and the little fox caught her attention. "Mom, who's this lady?" the scarlet-haired woman asked her mother. The woman picked up the girl and nuzzled her nose. "Karen, my little one, this is Sasuke-chan, your little brother's fiancé. How's Nefesta? My darling." The girl jumped out of her mother's arms, ran to her older brother, and hugged him by the tail. The adults laughed, and the blonde patted his little sister on the top of her red head. "Karen, little sister, let's agree on this," the boy leaned over and whispered something quietly in her ear. The thought process showed on the little fox's cute face, and she looked at her brother. "And you're not lying? Tasno?" she asked seriously. "You know that good kitsune never lie," Uzumaki replied just as seriously. To which the girl nodded gravely. She turned to Sasuke. "Maybe I should call you Nei-san?" "Can." And in the kitchen they had a group hug. "Mikoto, are you sure everything is ready? Kimono? Flowers? Jewelry? Rings?" A red hurricane swept across the room, revealing itself to be the sun goddess. "Calm down, Kushi-chan. Everything will be fine. Everything is ready 3 days before the wedding. Calm down. Mama, Kushina-san, I'm ready." The shoji parted, and the bride appeared before the delighted women. Her black hair was pulled back into a high ponytail, adorned with gold ornaments, the strands framing her elongated face. She was dressed in a long white wedding kimono, embroidered with gold thread and cinched with a gold sash. She held a bouquet of fiery lilies. "You are beautiful, my girl," Mikoto Uchiha teared up and furtively wiped away a tear. "Pola. Pola. Bladik Uz's det," the little fox came running and the girls headed to the ceremonial hall. The music began to play, and the bride entered the hall, accompanied by her brother. Whispers could be heard, everyone commenting on the girl's beauty. Approaching the arch, Itachi kissed his sister on the cheek and gave her hand to the delighted blonde man. They barely listened to the priest's words, and simultaneously answered, "Yes. The groom may kiss the bride." The fox removed the hood from his now wife, looked into her deep eyes, and kissed her. With all the trepidation, just like the first time in that very clearing. Darling, what did you tell Karen then that she accepted me? Uzumaki Sasuke now asked her husband. I told her that if she accepts you into the family, she will soon have nephews, the blonde replied, kissing his wife on the temple. Well then, you can make your future aunt happy. I'm pregnant, the Bakeneko smiled, and the fox smiled happily and stroked the former Uchiha's still flat belly. I'm marking it complete. Oh, how many tears I've shed. I love you, blue heart, blue heart, blue heart.